Hello everyone, my name is Anthiar, and today I'm going to be starting a Long Dark, the Long Dark sandbox playthrough. Kind of like to show it off. I actually really like this game. It's a lot different than most of your other survival games. In that there's no zombies or monsters. I mean, there's some wildlife you have to watch out for. Um, they will eat you if they get a chance, but there's no like horror kind of element to it. It's not survival horror. It's just survival. Scavenge food, hunt food. You know, how long can you survive is the basic premise. So, going to start a new game. I like to do Voyager. You've got Pilgrim, where it's really just kind of about the searching and the exploring, and the animals are pretty passive unless you attack them. Um, then Stalker is just like animal apocalypse, from what I understand. Um, also what I understand is the difficulty of the animals isn't a whole lot more. There's just a lot more of them. Um, so yeah, but so Voyager is kind of nice. The animals are challenging in that the wolves will come after you. The bears will leave you alone so long as you kind of keep your distance. Um, but then you can't just shoot the bear once and have it just flop over like you can with the wolves either. Um, so we'll be doing Voyager. Now it's been an awful long time since I've actually done anything on the Long Dark. So I know there's like a climbing, like a rappelling or a climbing mechanic now that I have never even experimented with. So while I may still kind of have good firm footing for Mystery Lake where I'll be starting, um, I can't attest anything beyond that. It'll be kind of new to me, and so expect cock-ups and bad things to happen. Start Mystery Lake just because it's kind of like the dead end area, sort of, kind of. I mean, you can go a couple different ways to get to different locations, but there's not like a whole bunch of branch offs from that I'm aware of. I think that you can only get the two of the connecting regions from here, so we'll start here. And I'm gonna use the female survivor just because Jennifer Hale's voice is awesome, so we're gonna go with that. Also on YouTube one, since that's kind of where I'm going with it. Okay, it helps to remember to click the button when it tells you to. Okay, so I may have to. Oh wow, I'm right next to the dam. I'm gonna have to change my push to talk binding since it's my crouch button. I would go straight into the dam, but there's a wolf in there. Fluffy will eat me since I have probably nothing to fight with. Clothing's not awful, but some of it's in pretty bad shape. Okay, well, yeah, looks like I have a little bit of coffee. That's kind of cool. Food, but not a lot of food. That's my condition. I'm chilling really fast, so I should probably get moving. In fact, let me do a quick change on my settings here so that the push to talk isn't making me crouch and whatnot. Okay, that should be better. Now I can use one of the side buttons of my mouse. It's kind of a toss-up which one's better for each game, but for Long Dark this doesn't do anything. On other games it's like a back and forwards, and it's kind of annoying to have it constantly going back and forwards. But here we're gonna be benefiting from it a bit. Alright, another deer up there. Do I have a flare? I keep forgetting I don't have to hit escape to get out of there. So the flares let me kind of like ward off wolves, which will be dead useful in case I run into them. So right now I'm kind of heading toward, there's a train derailment up here that I kind of want to hit. Either that or I could loop and hit the clear cut first, which also might not be a horrible idea. Got a dead deer up here. I don't really have any means of dealing with it though. Yeah, definitely getting cold. Grab us a crow feather. You know what? I'm just gonna push this direction. I think the goal here is to get to the listening for growling of wolves here. The goal is to kind of get to the camp office, I think, and that'll be a good kind of first step. It'll give us somewhere vaguely safe, centralized, and that was interesting. I've never started over there before, so I find that rather interesting, actually. Maybe it wasn't the best idea actually to kind of go this way because I may end up getting hypothermia right out of the gate, which would be unfortunate. Although if I'm lucky, there could be a rifle in the derailment, which would get us off to kind of a good start and easy to kind of hunt out some food if I need to. You can see the derailment right up there. Trying to keep good situational awareness too. A lot of times there's a wolf, kind of one or two of them actually, just kind of wandering around the train, although I still remember somebody starting to play through and that the wolves didn't necessarily, that was just me shivering apparently, the wolves didn't show up on day one. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess if I don't run across any, that's a good indication. Another dead deer. Another flare and some stuff to look at.
Best be prepared for anything.
Nothing on the body.
I'll take it.
Got a rifle cleaning kit. Not that that's doing me a whole lot of good. Okay, I already had a toque, so nothing extra awesome there. Alright, now we're almost there. We're almost to the camp office.
Numb.
In fact, we're going to pick up the pace here a little bit. It's going to get me tired faster, and I'm burning calories a little bit quicker, but the cold's starting to become worrisome. Very worrisome, actually. Now, if you're careful, you can kind of hug the rocks sometimes, and you'll get a little shield icon, and that means you're shielded from the wind chill, which can help you kind of endure a bit more. And so now I'm starting to freeze. But there's the office, so hustle, 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 get inside. So inside we are, and now we start looking around. What do they have for us to survive on in here? Just very slowly warming back up. Air temperature is -2. No wind chill system inside, but the insulation for my clothes makes it feel like I'm like it's 2 degrees. And yes, I am going to leave this in metric. I actually rather like the metric system. And it's good practice for me to keep up with it this way. Coffee, can opener. Can openers are always good. Always make sure you look under the shelves. Be surprised at how much stuff will end up under there. I miss the stuff a lot, actually. Like sometimes there'll be stuff back here and I'll miss it because I won't think to look under there. But it looks like we're good. Oh, we got a jerry can of fuel here, so if we get a storm lantern, that's a lot of light for us.
Probably useful.
Alright, so we got some food and some drink. Got a potbelly stove down here. I usually use the one upstairs. Nothing on the radio. More lantern fuel. Looks like we got a magnifying lens in the back. You can use that to start fires when you're outside. Can't use it inside for obvious reasons. There's no light to focus. It's kind of at the moment going around and making sure I collect up everything. Alright, so the whetstone and the rifle cleaning kit is something else that I'm not familiar with. That's something along the lines of you can do maintenance on your blades and your rifle and such now. With those, instead of, I guess, using scrap parts. Oh yeah, there's some wood on the ground. Newsprint. So we might have to experiment with that as well. Alright, let's go look upstairs. Looks like we don't have a dead guy inside, which, if I'm going to be using this as my base, makes me feel kind of good, actually.
This will come in handy.
Except that cotton really isn't that good for you. It's good at keeping you cool, and in the situation we're in now, that's not what we're looking for, to be honest. Okay, no hatchet yet. Is there something under the beds? No. At least I don't think I had any other tools. Doesn't look like it. Now I got a cleaning kit. I got good stuff. It's not bad initial kind of setup, but yikes. How much daylight left? Do we know? Do I know? 8. If I was a little bit warmer, it might be worth going trying to get some fish or something so that I don't waste like starting a fire. Although I really could use, yeah, I could really use or I could really go for some water right now. So let me make some water. So I'm dropping stuff. I'm gonna stack it up like on the shelf and whatnot. I'll probably put the tools and stuff downstairs. This is how I organize stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's how I do it. Sometimes I don't get where it's going to let you store things, though. Like, here, it's like, well, can I stack it against the wall? Do I have to put it on the ground? It's kind of weird that way. Honestly, though, I think I'm going to put it down by the door. Easier to not forget if you have it right by where you're going to be leaving from. If I can get it to place, anyway. At least my hunger and thirst aren't at all rough yet. It's pretty well hydrated and satiated. Sated? I don't even know what the right way to say that is, to be honest. Yeah, we can just put this one by the door too. Alright, so the bedrolls are nice and easy to find. You have to forgive me a little bit on the kind of OCD nature of me placing stuff where I can find it, but this is how I do, so I just kind of try to get everything organized so that if I need something in a hurry, like if I have to run inside and I'm starving, I know right where to go to get my food on. I'll actually keep one of the candy bars in our inventory just as a kind of an emergency, couple hundred calories. So I need a sewing kit. That would be great as well. Still slow. Getting ready to go here. Alright, so we're going to turn the newsprint into tinder plugs. You usually don't end up having to worry about tinder at all. There will be plenty of newsprint and books and everything else. Birch bark is good for it. Cattail heads you can get. But no, 77%. You shouldn't. Oh, that's the condition, I think. But yeah, it's not going to work with that. So, all right, get a 90%. So the idea here is that I can get this started pretty successfully, and as you start fires, your skill gets better until eventually you can use the magnifying glass and just like these really terrible materials, and you're still good to go. So. Still a 1 in 10 chance of failure. Hopefully it gets started up fine though. Throw a little bit of extra wood on there and boil up some water so we have something to drink. And that should actually get us warmed back up. And that'll maybe let us go out and maybe hit some of those fishing sheds. Hour, let's see if we can get 1.5 liters done. Might be kind of close. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna make it. Yeah, 23 minutes left. And I'm actually gonna heat up the coffee and drink it. That'll give us a little bit more endurance. It refills your stamina a little bit. There we go. And it also gives you the what is the warmed up bonus or whatever. See, now you see the warmed up is good to go there. Because the air temperature is a lot better. So we're going to drink the coffee. Gives us a few calories, not a whole lot, but a few. And now we've got the warming up, hot food drink, so our warmth will decrease slower. Fatigue reduced, so we're now back up here on winded and it's going to go down lower. We'll see what we get out there. We have the candy bar just in case. But our goal is to kind of, we might even fish. We got one set of tackle. How long does it take to make another one? 10 minutes? Yeah, we have another line and a hook, so we're gonna make it. They'll have 2. So if we find some way to kind of break open the ice, we might do a little bit of fishing. Ideally, we want to avoid getting into the like preserved stores like the candy bars and whatnot if we can. Okay, and we're not too bad in terms of heat. Cattail plants, you can eat the stalks, which are, I think the game describes them as not appetizing, but a little nutritious. So we may end up weathering in the cabins on the far side of the lake. Weathering is in like, I mean, we'll spend the night out there. Well, maybe I'll try to hit those on the way back. Just, I don't want to kind of bounce back and forth. I want to kind of be as efficient as possible here. Most of what I talk about will be tempered by the fact that it's been a few months since I've played this, and so if anybody's watching that has played this more recently, has kept up with the patch notes a little bit better than I have, feel free to comment somewhere saying that you're an idiot, you're not doing this right, they changed that. It'll be a good learning experience for me and a better thing for anybody else that happens to be watching this. I don't want people taking bad advice as gospel, so yeah, don't hesitate to correct me if I say wrong things or give bad information. Yet another deer out here. And it really does seem that maybe the wolves don't come out until the second day, because I would have expected just to have started seeing them by now. We'll hit the shed, and then we'll hit those cattails. Probably then hit that shed, and then kind of start looping around to hit the cabins on the perimeter of the lake. Got some cloth, more fishing tackle, pork and beans, in the cupboards. More, okay. Cardboard matches, down vest. Do I have an outer layer yet? Doesn't look like it. Alright, so there you go. That should help us keep us a little bit warmer. It's not by any stretch of the means where we're consider ourselves safe from the elements, but every little bit. Some scrap metal. Not a whole lot for us. These can be actually kind of lifesavers, though. That's why I always try to carry just a little bit of wood on me, just in case. If I get caught in a blizzard and I find one of these, I can, light a fire in there and avoid freezing to death because it'll be protected from the wind. I guess they've revamped some of them to where they now have doors, like not great doors, but pseudo doors. That can help protect you from the elements a little bit, which is kind of cool. I just walked right by one of these. And it's starting to get cold, and the wind's starting to blow. I think I'm going to forego that particular cabin. And oh yeah, you can, yeah, we need to get inside. So we're just gonna make for these cabins over here. Deer's probably think I'm just chasing it down. Am I catching up to it? That seems weird. Probably not, but then he's gonna hit that, yeah. You go your way, Mr. Deer, I'll go mine. Alright, we'll hit this one first. Take a look, see what we can get. Hit the next one. And then I'll have to decide whether or not I feel frisky enough to even make a play for the other batch. Probably not until the wind dies down. That's just getting kind of terrifying. Work boots. Neat. box. Nothing there. Okay, there's a box under the bed. Not a whole lot doing in here. It does have a bed, you know, they do have beds, so, you know, if I need to crash out, it's fine. What are my shoes? I'm already wearing work boots, so got a pretty decent set of gear to start with. I'll probably also, people will scream, I'm sure I will miss stuff. I always try to remember, in some of these cabins, you have a chance to have the rifle on the wall, there's like a gun rack, and I'm notorious, at least in my opinion, for missing those. Or for not checking them. And so we're going to try to not be dumb that way. Alright, the Wincy, yeah, that's a gun rack. There could have been a gun there. There's not, which is sad, but it's right. We'll have to try the Trapper's homestead, maybe. Might be one out there.
I can use this.
Gloves. If I don't have gloves, those will certainly be welcome. So you can see that the warmed up bonus stuff's already gone. I do not have gloves. I will wear those gloves. Jeans. I do have a scarf, so that's pretty good. My outer layer is not great. I do have a sweater though, so that's something, I suppose. And cotton long underwear. Ugh, cotton is not good for you in the cold, really. Okay, how's my? It's pretty warm. All right, we'll check the visibility. If it was blowing, but not the visibility hadn't suffered much, I might be able to kind of make that work. If the visibility is really poor, we're just gonna have to. It's not awful. It's probably good enough that I can, and hopefully this is the shielded side. Yeah, you see that icon on the lower left there? That tells me that I'm avoiding the wind chill. So that's going to give me a little bit more time before the cold would catch up to me. But right now and it's gone, as I ran to that corner. Right now the visibility isn't that bad. Sometimes you'll get snowstorms where the visibility it gets really, really bad where you can hardly see. Like if you were holding your hand up, you could probably hardly see it. Not that you have a character model to really mess around with that way, but yeah, so it can get really bad. Hey, newsprint. A hatchet will do for me. I will take that hatchet, and I will ransack this poor guy, poor dude, who's just sitting out here all by himself. And I don't know what killed him, but feathers are used to make arrows. So it's good to pick them up. They hardly weigh anything, so you can just kind of pick them up and hoard them. I'll usually stash them like in the workbench back at my home base. No gun in this one either. So you see where it's saying like shelf and chair? I could break these down for wood. And if I'm not going to be going much else of anywhere today, that might not be the most horrible idea I've ever had. A book. The downside to these cabins out here, as you may have noticed, is absolutely no fireplace. Bit of a liability that way. Good lord, more freaking boots. Boots. Three hours of daylight left. Let's go check out that last cabin, and then we'll decide where to go from there. There's one more cabin. I think they call it the Lonely Cabin. It's on the other side of those rocks. I may be able to get to that one if it stays fairly clear this way in terms of visibility. Nope, no dice. We got peanut butter. Peanut butter's pretty good for you. We got some fire logs there. That'll certainly help. Fire log, fire log. Those start up pretty easily and they burn for a fair bit of time. If you're really desperate to keep a fire going, you can throw one of those on, but I usually try to save them for starting fires since they light so easily. Getting a bit on the hungry side. Alright, once again, what's the visibility like? Still not terrible. I don't necessarily recommend doing this. Can certainly be dangerous. And my movement speed's a little bit slower right now, so I'm walking into the wind. It's kind of neat how they make the, they've got like the reeds and the trees to react to the wind now. That's fairly new as I understand it as of this playthrough. So I can grab shelter in this cabin over here, the lonely cabin. And then tomorrow when I wake up, assuming that there's not, you know, like wolves camping right outside the door to try to eat me, I can hit that hut, and there's 4 of them. Yeah, well, we'll worry about that tomorrow. Tomorrow and or whenever the weather actually is clear. Yeah, I'm getting clear pretty quick right now. On this side, no. Lone Lake Cabin. I was wrong before. Ah, boo. I was kind of hoping to get a, not much here, to be honest. Still 3 hours of daylight. I almost feel like I'm pushing my luck a little bit, though, with this storm going on. Now drink one of these sodas. Ooh, boy. That condition, though, could give me food poisoning, which would suck, but we're gonna take the risk. Seemed to be okay. And that got us up to a pretty good calorie store again, so you see, we're looking pretty good. We'll just eat a few of these cattail stalks to top myself off here. Drink some water. Now we're just going to rest it out for the rest of all through the night, hopefully. We'll wake up with some hours of darkness left, but if you sleep too long, you'll start taking damage because you'll be really thirsty. And that's bad. So, as you see, we didn't lose a whole lot of calories, but boy, we're thirsty. So, drink some more water. Actually starting to run low a little bit. And we have 3 hours of darkness left, so let's give it 5 hours. That will give us 6 hours. That should get us, hopefully, through this storm. The light will be out, and we'll be looking pretty good. Sounds like it might be okay outside, but we're about a little over what I was going to try to keep these about a half an hour. So I'm going to call it here for this episode. We've established our base. We're starting to clear the area of resources, and hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode where we managed to not die. I don't think I've done anything that's really consequential or groundbreaking yet. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll come back for more as we continue this playthrough of the Long Dark. Until then, take care.